Hello out there in internet and YouTube land. It's Alex Madison.
Zach Brown.
Back again with the MMAgasm. I know it's been a while and we're awful fucking late on this one.
Yeah.
But we're here with our review of UFC 79. First off, we apologize for the absence, had the holidays and everything, now we're back. So we're going to break it down 3 times tonight. We're going to have the UFC 79 review, we're going to UFC 80 preview, and we're also going to do a preview of Ultimate Fight Night coming to you 1 week from tonight on January 23rd.
All right.
Let's go ahead and kick it off with UFC 79 Nemesis. Manny Gambier versus Nate Moore, the one we got at the end of the pay-per-view.
Yeah, let's start with that.
We'll start there. This fight came along and, oh, hey, Manny Gambier, what's going on? You're from Tough Enough Season 5, aren't you? Oh, God, I'm torn. Yeah, this was a massacre.
Yeah, it was.
Manny Gambier came out and obviously had shit to prove, and Nate Moore's
impressive.
ACL was the fucking receiving end of this. Very impressive, Manny Gambier, I definitely see a rematch with Nate Diaz.
He should have won Ultimate Fighter 5. I firmly believe that. He doesn't.
Nate
he
Diaz
was whooping his ass. He was whooping his ass.
Nate Diaz wanted to lose the first round just to get it in Manville's head.
Yeah. No.
I can see an immediate rematch coming pretty soon. Manny's no joke. Personally, I don't like him, but he's a damn good fighter. All right, on to the main card. First fight of the night, we had Rich Clemente versus Melvin Gillard. Take it, Zach.
Dude, I don't know if you saw this fight. Everybody knows what happened. What was it? It was a rear naked, right?
Yeah.
Okay, dude, DX'd him, right? Everybody knows what that is. Dude, he DX'd him.
He DX'd
fight.
him.
It was just goes bam, and he's like Melvin ain't shit. All right, like it was. All right, I like Clemente. And it was kind of classless. I mean, he should have had a little more class, but
with a fight with that much bad blood,
if it's a blood feud, then yeah. And I could care less about fucking Gillard. So I don't know. I really liked it. He looked impressive. I mean, Clemente, and it really showed off his jiu-jitsu skills. And I was surprised to know that he's had a rash of wins right now. He's got a streak going. So I'm really impressed with Clemente. And too bad for Gillard. I don't know. I guess his striking ain't shit or whatever.
Yeah, Clemente said after the fight he wanted to stand with Gillard. Obviously, I'm going to stand too long, but he took the best Gillard had to offer and shook it off. Definitely put a definitive statement on the fight. You know, if you really watch that fight, it is sick. He puts that body triangle on him and he squeezes him.
Oh yeah,
and it's so fucking rigor mortis style. Melvin Gillard stiffens out. Good fight, impressive win by Clemente, and it really went with the whole Nemesis theme. I enjoyed it. On to the next fight of the night. We had Lyoto, apparently the Dragon is his new nickname, Machida against Sokajud. I'll take this one as if you watched our first edition, you saw I predicted Sokajud in the second round, when in fact the exact opposite happened. This was a serious case of overhype. I don't want to say overhype. It went to Sokajud's head. You could tell. Although I give him props for coming out in that Predator mask, that was
awesome.
That was pretty sick.
So awesome. Yeah.
But it obviously went to his head. All the hype he had, and the fact that he was in the UFC, and
it's a big showcase. I mean, you get nervous.
Yeah, a lot of people had him ranked in the top 10 light heavyweights in the world at this point, and he came in. And Machida is not someone you want to fight on a bad day. I mean, he might not be the most exciting fighter in the world, but he picked Sokajud apart, bit by bit. There was one part in the first round where Sokajud had Machida hurt, but other than that, Machida dominated the fight. And kind of like a Houston Alexandritis, you know, Sokajud comes off
very reminiscent.
2 big knockouts and then chokes in the big show. So it'll be interesting to see what happens to Sokajud from here. As far as Machida goes, you know, first guy who doesn't speak English to really show charisma in the post-fight interview. He told old Sokajud to go back to the jungle and practice karate and then ask who's next.
Yeah.
Anything you got to add?
I just have to say I picked well this time.
On to the next fight tonight, Eddie Sanchez versus Soa Palale.
This was shit of the night. This was awful. I hated this fight. Did you like this fight?
Oh, no, it was terrible.
It was awful.
Well, it was... Props to Eddie Sanchez. He killed this guy.
I like the quote at the end.
Yeah, Eddie Sanchez just picked him apart piece by piece. The only thing Sol Palale had going for him was he came out to "Damn It Feels Good to Be a Gangster." That was the only thing that was cool about his whole thing. Eddie Sanchez killed him. Eddie Sanchez, that was my favorite part. Eddie Sanchez comes out, touches gloves with him, and starts swinging for the fences right off the bat.
I thought that was a little... No, I didn't like that.
Eddie wanted to engage right off the bat, and he finally won. And
it felt like a kind of a cop out, like I'm using this to get an advantage.
Well, at no point the Soul Palali just wanted to clinch the whole time. It is another example. He had some success elsewhere and came into the UFC and obviously panicked and didn't know what to do. I did like how Eddie Sanchez gave a shout out to his girlfriend J-Lo at the end. That was pretty funny. And about how he said all he had was a nice smile. That was cool. But Eddie Sanchez, good fighter, but he wouldn't be that high up on a huge card like that unless... I'm pretty sure the UFC, that was like their way of paying him back for being fed to Crow Cop on a silver platter back in January or February.
Yeah, that was painful.
Next fight of the night, a top runner for fight of the year in the year of 2007 was Chuck Liddell versus Vanderlei Silva.
This was amazing.
This is for all y'all out there on the SureDog forums and all y'all that said that this fight didn't live up to the hype. There's a lot of y'all. There's a lot of y'all out there that did agree with it, but I saw a few people on the SureDog forums posting about how Vanderlei and Chuck should be ashamed of themselves for giving such a lackluster fight.
Screw that. The only thing we didn't see is a knockout. We saw Chuck Liddell take someone down. But first, I've never seen him take down anyone. If it's ever happened, please find it. But I don't know.
In recent memory, he hasn't taken down anyone.
At least in recent memory, I've never seen it. So I don't know. It was an amazing fight. It was a pure battle, and I was so amazed with Silva's chin. It was unbelievable because everyone who was watching that fight knows he was punch drunk beyond belief. It was unbelievable. It was a battle. Like, how can you not like that fight? You just didn't get a knockout. That was it. I mean, everyone was expecting one, but just because you didn't get that doesn't mean you got shit on the fight. It was still amazing.
Yeah, man. Like, back and forth. I remember Chuck had him hurt a little bit in the first round. But Vanderlei dropped Chuck twice in the second round. He dropped Chuck twice. Yeah. And then Mike Goldberg, that's a slip. That's a slip. Yeah. No. I love Chuck, but Chuck got dropped twice in that second round. But come that spinning back fist, man, Silva was on Queer Street the rest of the fight. Yeah, it was fucking up there. It was a great fight, and that definitely, I'm not going to lie, I was sitting on my hands and my pulse was racing the whole time. We're both Iceman guys.
Oh, absolutely.
And so we were going for it. It was
Iceman FTW, dude.
Yeah, it was something else, man. Don't agree with the whole he won 30-27. I thought it was a 29-28 situation, but hey, he still won. There's no argument in the fact that he won that fight. On to the main event of the evening. We had GSP, George St. Pierre, against Matt Hughes. Let's take a quick recap of the fight.
Complete and utter domination.
Yeah. Kind of sad in a way that we didn't get the Matt Hughes fight. Because, it might have been...
we could get it.
We'll still get it. I'm almost positive we'll still get it. Kind of sad we didn't get it to cap off the feud at the end of the year. Yeah. But at the same time, God damn it, did St. Pierre look dominant. No one has ever done that to Matt Hughes. Yeah. And I can talk as much shit about Matt Hughes as I want. He's a dick, but...
Yeah, I can too.
Dominant fighter, dude. He destroyed people through and through.
When GSP dominates... Not only Josh Koscheck, who is a wrestler through and through, but Matt Hughes as well. When you dominate Matt Hughes on the ground, one of his only strong points. Because he's not a well-rounded fighter. He takes people down. He's a great wrestler, great ground and pound, but
he's like Keto.
Yeah, not such great stand-up and submissions. He's okay at that, but his strength is wrestling and ground and pound. And when you dominate Matt Hughes like that. I mean, it was just complete domination, dude. No other way to put it. It was amazing, though.
GSP came out on a mission. And I liked how, is anyone else been noticing this? GSP wears the hugest cut possible. Like, I don't know if that's gay, me saying that.
I don't notice it.
When he fought Koscheck, it looked like he was smuggling a rhino in his tights. I don't know what's going on. He wears the biggest cut possible. But anyway, it might come into effect because he was slamming it down there on Matt Hughes' head.
Oh, that was awesome. I've never seen that before where he was like, boom, on his head. Yeah. That was amazing. Not with his crotch. He wasn't doing
Oh, no, he was rocking him with it. But, utter domination. Yeah. And GSP definitely looking back to the Matt Serra fight, which we'll get to that as it comes closer. But for the time being, GSP did to Matt Hughes what no one has done before.
Yeah.